Now let's talk food. You're gonna get hungry at some point. Where water's life's blood, food is fuel. You're not gonna be able to do a lot of tasks in a survival situation if you can't get yourself some grub. Now, your pace plan for this, your primary is always gonna be, what are your perishables? You wanna finish off your perishables first, especially if you can't go down to the local supermarket because trouble's on there's civil unrest, maybe wars broke out, the supply lines are done. And all the looters have come and gotten everything. So, when you start thinking pace for food, primary might be all your perishables, get them done first. Your alternate are gonna be those things in your pantry, shelf life food that's gonna go very quickly, that's not designed to go long term. Contingency, maybe some dehydrated meals, some MREs that you have sitting on the shelf. An emergency, you're gonna start thinking about your long-term stuff and then picking up your rifle or your bow and going out and getting you something to eat in the form of hunting or possibly even fishing. So food, there's a lot of options. Again, get rid of your perishable items first, things that are gonna spoil. Eat them, get them consumed, but have a plan for it. You wanna, everything when it comes to food in a survival situation, you're bugging in, there's gonna be a plan, a menu list, so to speak. You wanna plan this out in case you have to stretch it out. You never know how long you're gonna have to bug in for. So you wanna make sure whatever supplies you have on hand for your food sources and how many people you have, that's another factor. Where you store this stuff, if you're in an apartment, a rural area, or in a suburban area. If you're a farmer, you may have live chickens. You're getting a steady supply of eggs. You may have milk. But if you're in an apartment, only milk you're getting comes out of a jug. And then you're like, whoa, no milk today. So make sure you plan accordingly. Then you got to plan for the little ones. What if you got a baby? You have pets. They got to eat too. So you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of food on hand and formula, diapers, those things for a baby. And then everyone, if you have dogs, cats, or some kind of odd pet, you're gonna wanna make sure you have plenty of food for those ones on hand. So in terms of food, once you get through your perishables, now you're gonna go through your non-perishables. Canned food, that's a great way to have on the shelf. They have a shelf life. You wanna make sure you check expiration dates. And I am a bit OCD, so I will get out my black Sharpie and I'll start writing on every can because I don't trust tape and stickers, they'll fall off. If I can write right on the can there, I'm gonna put on that can what its shelf life is. So I know right away, in February 2027, this is no good. And so when you date things, when you put them on the shelf, you put the stuff that's gonna go bad first up to the front and you work your way back. And so you wanna maybe mark it on top, mark it on the sides. So canned foods, very good source of food. MREs, a lot of people like the MREs. It's got a lot of calories in it. It put a lot of energy in you fast and you can stretch them out. One of these can go the whole day for one person. And they have pretty good shelf lives. You can get them in cases, you can stack them up. Then dehydrated foods. Add water, and some of them you gotta check the different brands. There's many out there. Check the serving sizes. Like this one, you can only serves 2 people, 2 servings. That doesn't go very far. Like this one, 10 servings. You can feed a lot of people on that. That might be a couple meals for a family of 4. Just because you're eating this kind of food doesn't mean you can't have good nutrition. Along with food, think about your vitamins. Have plenty of vitamins to last however long. Because vitamins, you don't get them all the time. I love Nature's Balance because it's fruit, it's vegetables, plus regular vitamins. I get that in my system where this stuff just isn't gonna give me my daily allowance. Survival tabs. Not very tasty at times, some are, but if you have to survive and you gotta eat, you need nutrition, you need something in your gut, you got those. They have a great long-lasting shelf life. That's an option. These bucket foods, several companies make these, they stack on the shelf nice, and when you're done, you got a nice container to do what? Collect rainwater, right? Or turn it into a portable potty, so it's a resource. Don't just get rid of it, but it's chock full of 72 hours worth of food for a family of 4. Many are out there on the market. Got these SOS security food rations, all right? Granola bars, these fruit bars, dehydrated fruit, beef jerky, things that are long lasting. These sport bars, You know, Cliff Bar is a favorite of mine, but there are others out there. They give you energy and they fill your stomach. When it comes to food, you need to think about other things that are out there that grow within your own yard. Knowing wild edibles, there's a ton of resources out there. How many of you out there go out there and you see all those yellow dandelions and go, oh, you pesky dandelions, and get rid of them? And you know what my heart does when I see my neighbors doing that? It bursts. Dandelion is a good food resource. It's amazing in salad. It has lots of vitamins in it. Oh, and you can eat the roots like carrots. And you can have a dandelion tea. All you guys that like iced tea out there, you know, all you southern guys love that sweet tea. Lots of honey, put it in the pot, throw some dandelions in there, and you got yourself some nice dandelion tea. My point is there's a lot of wild edibles out there you can get at. Pine needle tea, there's roots. Mushrooms, you know, there's always an evil twin, but if you can study mushrooms, there's some of them out there that are easy to identify. They may be grown in the local woods right near your home. So wild edibles is a great thing. Raspberries, blueberries grow out there. There's nuts that grow wild. Fruit trees, you can grow them right in your backyard and have a whole plentiful amount of fruit. If the weather's good, you can grow a garden in your backyard and provide food for yourself. Get yourself heirloom seeds, ones that are going to come back again and again. The government doesn't like those because if you only get annual seeds, they only grow one time and that's it. So get heirloom seeds, you can freeze them so they're ready for you when you need them most, and they'll keep reproducing. If you can't have an area to grow a garden, grow an above the ground garden. Like I've seen people stack tires and they put the dirt in there. Like if you're in an apartment building, you have a little patio, put some tires up there, build a little box, you can grow a small garden for yourself right there on the patio. Greenhouses, if you can make a greenhouse, it's good all year long. My point is think about how to grow your own food and think about learning about wild edibles. With wild edibles, there's also medicinals, things that help you, like acorns. If you boil up the acorns and you drink that water, if you have a headache, it will help with your headache. So a little bit of great knowledge about wild edibles, gardening, that kind of stuff can go a long way. And then if you have to hunt for food, you know, in my yard, I have a squirrel pole. Why? Because squirrels make great appetizers. And they come running down that squirrel pole and they fill up the pole. And now I'm supplementing all of this with some actual meat. You know, if you're gonna use hunting as an option, you know, you can think about the things you can put in your yard. There's passive ways like traps. Big old rat traps. There's cage traps. You can do some primitive traps right in your own backyard to get yourself some food. You know, survival is about putting food in your stomach in any way possible. And it's not the time to get squeamish about it. You can hunt. You know, slingshots are a great hunting weapon. Pellet guns, BB guns. If you have a firearm. Bows are really good, you know. Nice, they're quiet, they don't make a lot of noise. A survival situation, you might not want to be bringing attention to yourself, so a firearm may not be the option. But take the bow, practice with it beforehand. You know, trying to go out hunting and you've never done it before, you want to spend some time behind this thing, firing your arrows, you know, getting good at it. So when you hit the target, you take it down properly and you don't cause any undue suffering to that animal.